all well. I feel like just chilling this evening and relaxing and reading some cute graphic novels and also potentially watching Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I haven't seen it yet and I really want to watch it. Andy watched it without me. I was very annoyed. So I thought that we could do a cozy evening vlog together because why not? I thought that we could chill out. I'm going to make a bit of pasta for my tea and light some candles, close the blinds, which I don't do very often, put the fire on and just chill out on the sofa and read some graphic novels and watch a movie. Because why not? So, I do have this parcel which does hold one of the graphic novels that I want to read this evening, and I'm very, very excited about it. I forgot that it came out and somebody reminded me, one of my patrons reminded me the other day that it came out on yesterday, so I did order it and it's come today, and it is Sad Ghost Club Volume 3, and I'm really excited about reading this one. This is a graphic novel that starts off following this ghost called Socks, who basically has depression and a bit of anxiety as well. Goes to this party and finds another person just like them, so they end up hanging out, and then in the second volume putting together this club called the Sad Ghost Club. However, this does make Socks feel a little bit more isolated because their friend then wants to make other friends, and they thought it was just the two of them against the world. So this one now continues on with that, and I'm excited to continue on with it. I really do love the mental health representation in here, and it's a really cute, cozy graphic novel. So I'm excited to continue on with this one, and then I did just nip upstairs to see what else I had that was kind of cozy and cutesy. I don't have many because I've read most of them. The majority of my graphic novels are quite dark now, and my manga, I don't really want to start a new series. I was thinking Fruits Basket, but I'm trying not to start a new series. So, because I've already done that with Solo Leveling Volume 1. So I wanted to kind of continue a series if I could, and the other ones that I have are like action, adventure or horror. So I thought that I would pick up Everything Is Okay by Debbie Tung. Debbie tends to do graphic novels that relate to real world situations, and she does comics about anxiety and depression, and I really enjoy her comics, so I thought I would pick this one up as well. So these are my plans this evening, along with Black Panther, possibly. I'm gonna have a butcher's, see what else is on, see if there is anything else that might potentially fit this vibe, cute and cozy, but if not, Black Panther is going to be the one that I go for. It is already around 7:30ish, actually it's 7:45 now, so it is already kind of late, but that's not too late for me because I tend to be awake till 3 o'clock in the morning, 4, 5, sometimes even 6 at this point. I don't want to force myself to stay up, but what I might do is read these two downstairs and then go upstairs and watch a movie in bed, potentially. So yeah, I thought that we could do this together, make a cozy evening out of it, because why not? It would be rude not to. And it will probably be a reasonably short vlog, but I will give you my thoughts on both of these. This will continue a series unless it's the final one, in which it will finish a series, which is great news. And yeah, let's hang out. I'm gonna make some food first because I'm starving. I've not eaten yet. I've been editing. So let's do that first.
Swallows will be A significant life, just what it was needed. Clean in the blackest night, cloistered in injustice dead. And in the eyes of time, nobody's losing. The spirals will be here by dawn. When we find this over, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom and eyes will
It's now 9:20, and I have just finished reading The Sad Ghost Club 3. It didn't take me long to read it at all, about 20 minutes. I was eating my tea and then watched Jade's 24-hour vlog. But yeah, this was adorable. I really enjoyed it. I haven't run it through Corpile yet, but I reckon it's going to get 5 stars as the rest of them have. In this one, Socks and SG, Sam, have a friend, Rue, who has joined the club, and Rue is basically overloading themselves and getting overwhelmed with tasks. They have a lot to do with regards to like homework and other things that they've got going on, but they take on a lot of tasks for Sad Ghost Club as well. And they become very, very overwhelmed. And it's just going through the motions of that, and also Socks and SG kind of picking up on it and realising that they're asking too much of their friend and they should be there to support them instead. And it was just really, really cute. And I really enjoyed it. So yeah, really do love these graphic novels. They're very, very adorable. So I think what I'm going to do now is read Everything Is Okay, and then I'm going to watch Black Panther, I think. I haven't had a look to see if there's anything else on, but yeah, I'm going to give this one a bash now. It's a little bit chunkier, but it is like, I mean, there's a lot of pages on that word, but on that page, there's a lot of words on that page, Jesus Christ. But on some of the others, there's not as many. So we'll see how long this takes, but I'm going to read this one next. I do that. The longest I've gone on for is about 5 minutes, honest to God. Anyway, I haven't finished this yet. I'm currently here about 130 pages in, but I have related to so much of this. I do have severe anxiety, maybe not severe so much anymore. I was diagnosed with severe anxiety about 3 years ago. Actually, it'll be coming up 4. But at the same time, I was diagnosed with depression. Now, as it turns out, that may not have been the case. I might have had depression in that moment, but I was misdiagnosed because it turns out it's probably ADHD. Of course, my battery is flashing. It turns out it was ADHD. I haven't had a full diagnosis on that yet. Update for anybody that's interested. Still no full diagnosis. I'm still waiting to have a call with a medical professional to start off with. But I relate to so much of this with the anxiety and with the depression. But there's a panel here that talks about, she's in therapy and she's having a discussion with her therapist that talks about, you mentioned that when you were young, your teachers and parents often told you that you were too shy and quiet. How did that make you feel? I had to really push myself out my comfort zone. I would pretend to be gregarious and outgoing, but deep down I struggled to understand why it didn't feel normal to me. I thought there was something wrong with me. It felt like I had shamed my parents. That must have been very hard to be told you to be different when you were just being yourself. When you're young and you realise you can disappoint the people you love so easily, it's frightening. It's a fear I carry with me still today. Was that when you think the anxiety started occurring more prominently because you feared you were not living up to expectations? Yeah, it made me realise that being myself was not enough. I grew up obsessing about whether I was doing everything the right way others expected me to, but at the same time I wanted to follow my own path and do what makes me happy. Boy, did that hit home. This is specifically about depression and anxiety, but it also hits a place of ADHD as well. So for a lot of my life as a child, I was constantly distracted. I actually won, they used to do like an award ceremony in like year 4 or 5, I think, while I was at school, where, you know, you would get an award. It was a piece of paper, and they made one up for me, and it was Daydreamer of the Year award. That should have been my first indication, if not anything else, of my ADHD, and literally nobody picked up on it, not a single person. And I got a Daydreamer of the Year award, and to this day my parents still remind me about it, and I still remember it so vividly. And if I ever bump into a teacher from my primary school, to this day they will remember. And it's just wild to me that that was a thing and nobody picked up on it. Like, I was so easily misdiagnosed. And on that basis, because this has hit really hard, and it's obviously a thing for people with depression and anxiety, but it's also a thing for people with ADHD. And I think on that basis, it's clear to see why so many people are misdiagnosed with depression and anxiety instead of ADHD. And I think it's just that people aren't taking a closer look, and it's important that people do that. But it just properly hit home. I was constantly trying to fit in a box I didn't fit in, and I don't think it's fair to do that to a child. It's not fair to do it to an adult, but it's not fair to do it to a child. And I don't know, it's just really hit home. I don't know, I was very close to tears. I've been very close to tears throughout all of this. It's actually amazing how much it hits home, and I am debating seeing if I can get Andy to read this one and the other one that she's done as well, because sometimes it can be really hard for your partner who isn't going through or hasn't gone through depression and anxiety or doesn't have ADHD, they're not neurodivergent, to understand. And I feel like this is a very good depiction of being able to show a partner who doesn't understand how it can feel, and that you're not being lazy when you can't get out of bed, and that you're not just looking for attention when you're being shit to yourself. It's just literally your first reaction. You just can't help it. And I don't know, I think this is an important book, as well as the other one, for both people with depression and anxiety and those without, but have people in their life that do have it. And I think people with ADHD as well can relate to this very, very much. Sorry, had to change the battery in my camera. I had to think about that then, because as I was walking up the stairs, I was like, I need to change the camera in my battery. Someone help me, for God's sake. I do think these books are perfect for people that live with mental health, but I also think they're perfect for people that don't, but have people in their life that do. But I flipped, I was going to carry on reading and then come back to and update you when I finish, but I flipped to the next panel, and it says, I can't help feeling so guilty about having depression. There are worse things going on in the world. I'm so lucky to have what I have. I have a good life. How dare I have mental health issues? I can't even bring myself to tell my friends and family about what I'm going through. They'll just think I'm doing this for attention, which is literally what I've just said. Yeah, I didn't think I would relate to it on an ADHD level, but that whole panel about when you're a kid, I don't think about it too much about being a kid, because I try and think about the now, because I'm only just finding out about it, and I'm trying to find myself again and be able to work with myself knowing these things now, because for so long I have been working almost against myself, because I haven't known how I need to treat myself and how I need to treat the ADHD. And I think it's actually sometimes important for me to reflect back on my childhood and see if I can pick up on these little things, and that whole panel just really hit home. But yeah, I don't know, it's wild. And now I've opened a massive can of worms and just started talking to you. Like, this wasn't supposed to be a cozy reading vlog, I do apologise. But yeah, I'm having a great time reading this. If this doesn't have me in tears by the end of it, I will be very, very surprised. But it is getting late and I've still not started my movie yet. It's 10:20. Not that it'll stop me from putting the movie on. I do wonder how long it is though, because if it's a, like, you know, 2.5, 3 hour movie, I might not put that on. I might put something else on. But yeah, I'm going to finish this off. I'll come back to you, give you a bit of a review, and then we'll decide what I'm going to watch. So I will check back in with you in a couple of minutes, I assume. Okay, I finished Everything's Okay, and I'll give you a review on it in a bit, but I have decided I'm going to watch Top Gun Maverick. I've already seen it, so I'm not mad if I don't end up finishing it, because it's 130 minutes, which is 2 hours and 10, if my math is correct, which 9 times out of 10 it's not, but I've decided I'm going to watch this, so let's go. Okay, it's late. Let's wrap this up. It's 1:30 in the AM, and I'm gonna go up to bed in a second, but I just wanted to wrap this vlog up so that I can edit it tomorrow and get it ready to be uploaded next week. Oh, there you are. I had you leaning on a book earlier, and then I couldn't find it just then to put you back on it. That was so bizarre. I got so confused. Anywho, I have managed to read The Sad Ghost Club Volume 3, which I did give 5 stars. This was so cute and I love it, and I'm going to continue to read these if she continues to bring them out. I absolutely loved it. And then I did finish Everything Is Okay by Debbie Tung. Again, 5 stars. Absolutely loved this. This is currently my favourite book of the month, and also my favorite book of the year. I couldn't help but give it a really high rating. It got 9.71 on Corpile, which is a very high rating. I just loved it. I saw myself so much in here. I've already talked about this in length. I did have a tear in my eye at the very end. It was so beautiful and I just thought it was perfect. So I just love this. Again, I will read anything that Debbie comes out with in future. So had a very nice cozy evening, some proper self-care going on here as well because of what these two both deal with, so I loved that. And then just to add to my self-care, I did watch Top Gun Maverick. I love the original Top Gun from the 80s. It's just such a great classic movie. It's one of my favorite classics and I absolutely love it. And by classic I mean like a classic old school movie. I don't mean like the classic movies like Audrey Hepburn and stuff. It's just one of my top tier classic movies and I absolutely love it. And then when Top Gun Maverick came out, I watched it, wasn't expecting much, and I just freaking loved it. I actually think I might prefer it just a smidge more than Top Gun. I just thought it was fantastic. I think Tom Cruise is outstanding in it, and I think also it's so great to see Val Kilmer in it, and I do think that Miles Teller does a great job of being Goose's kid. I just think he does so well, and he looks, the casting for that was outstanding. Honestly, I'm not sure they could have picked someone better to be Goose's kid because he really does look like him, and I just fucking love that film. It was great. So I had a fantastic time. Perfect self-care movie. Honestly, I love to rewatch movies. My anxiety has a lot to play in that department, to be perfectly honest. I get anxious about watching new films because I don't know how they're going to end, and I like to rewatch movies. I do it a lot, to be perfectly honest, especially when I'm on my own. But to be fair, Andy rewatches a lot of movies as well. So we're quite the pair in that department. I do want to get to Black Panther at Wakanda Forever at some point though, but I do probably should watch Thor, Love and Thunder. What the fuck is it called? Love and Thunder? I think so. I haven't seen that yet either, so I should probably watch them in order and watch Thor first and then Black Panther. I don't know if they influence each other, probably not. But I do need to get to them. I missed them at the movies, which I was really sad about. And then I haven't watched them yet because I was waiting for Andy and then he watched them without me and I was really pissed off about it. But I do need to watch them. So I'll get to them at some point, it'll be fine. But yeah, just had the cutest evening. I've got the fire on, I've had a candle on, I've had a bit of cake, I had some food, not in that order. Dessert before dinner? Yes, please. And I watched a favourite movie. So it's been a lovely evening. Very nice Friday evening. This is how I like to spend my Fridays, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope you have enjoyed this vlog. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. It was a little bit random and I thought, well, while I'm gonna read, I was planning on reading the Sad Ghost Club anyway as part of my weekly reading vlog, and then I was like, why don't I just make it a cozy self-care evening, read something else and watch a movie, and put it all in a vlog, because why not? I just thought this might be a little bit cute and cozy. I can't imagine it's gonna be a long vlog. But I hope you have enjoyed. Speak to me in the comments down below. Have you read either of those, or do you have recommendations similar? And does anybody have any recommendations for not specifically graphic novels, but also graphic novels, but books with ADHD rep in them? Because I am intrigued to read books with that representation in it, so that I don't know, I can see myself represented in books maybe. Maybe I can learn something from them, because right now no doctor's helping me. So yeah, chat to me in the comments down below. I hope you have enjoyed and I shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.